All right, ready to dive into a book that's all about achieving massive success.
Ooh, I love those kinds of books.
But it's not like those typical self-help ones.
Okay.
It's called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy.
Okay, I've heard of that one.
And trust me, this one is different.
All right, I'm intrigued.
It's about how those tiny choices you make every single day,
Yeah.
can either lead to incredible results or some pretty bad outcomes.
Oh, no pressure, right?
No pressure.
Well, what's really interesting about the compound effect
Yeah.
is that it doesn't promise you like some magical overnight transformation.
Okay.
It's more like it shows you even insignificant actions, if you do them over and over again,
Yeah.
create like a ripple effect that shapes your life.
Okay, so no magic wands or shortcuts.
Nope, none in this book.
Gotcha.
Hardy's all about practical strategies.
Okay.
And he wants you to understand that small, smart choices repeated over time
Yeah.
lead to really big results.
I like that.
He shows this with a story of 3 friends, Scott, Larry, and Brad.
Okay.
Just think of them as like your average guys
All right.
living their lives.
Okay.
So Scott decides to make a couple tiny changes,
Like what?
cutting back on 125 calories each day and walking a little more.
Okay, little things.
Easy to do. But Larry sticks with his normal routine.
All right.
But Brad,
Yeah.
he starts baking.
Ooh, I like bacon.
And he starts eating lots of muffins.
I see where this is going.
Now, fast forward like 31 months.
Wow, that's almost 3 years.
Yeah, and you start to see big differences from their choices.
Okay.
So Scott, with his small changes,
Yeah.
he ends up losing 33 pounds.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Just from those little things.
exactly.
What about Larry?
Larry stayed basically the same.
No changes.
Little muffins?
All those calories and no exercise. Well, he gained weight.
Yeah.
And he starts having problems at work,
Really?
even with his wife.
Wow.
So yeah, those little choices each day have a big effect. They really do.
Yeah.
It shows that those small daily choices can really determine where we end up.
Exactly. Hardy says we can't make excuses.
Oh, I hate excuses.
Yeah, he wants us to take responsibility for our choices.
Love that.
He says every decision we make, even the ones we don't even think about,
Yeah.
all add up to where our life goes.
It's like if a ship leaves port and changes direction just a little bit,
Yeah,
it could end up on a completely different continent.
exactly.
It's crazy to think about.
So we got to be mindful of the choices we make
Right.
and how they affect us in the long run.
Definitely. And you know what Hardy even tells us to? Like,
Yeah.
take a vote on the things we do every day.
What does that mean?
He's asking, are we choosing to do things the way we do them?
Okay.
Or are we just on autopilot,
Oh, I see. Like just doing things without thinking.
Yeah, like a habit.
Yeah, those are powerful.
They are. And speaking of choices,
Yeah.
what about luck?
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Right, because I love how Hardy says luck isn't some magical thing. He thinks it's preparation meeting opportunity.
Interesting.
He even has a formula for it.
Really? A formula for luck.
Yeah, it's preparation plus attitude plus opportunity plus action.
Okay.
And all that equals luck.
I love that.
It makes you feel like you can actually create your own luck.
Absolutely. He also quotes Richard Branson, who owns Virgin Airlines.
Oh, yeah, I know him.
He says that we're all lucky. The difference is when luck came my way, I took advantage of it.
I like that.
Yeah,
About being ready when luck comes knocking.
definitely. And speaking of things we can control,
Yeah.
let's talk about habits.
All right, let's do it.
Hardy says they're like compound interest, but for self-improvement.
Okay, compound interest for self-improvement.
Yeah, so imagine you're putting small amounts of money in a savings account.
Okay.
Over time, those small deposits grow into a lot of money
Yeah.
because of compound interest.
The money grows on itself.
Right, so our daily habits, the good and the bad,
Yeah,
they add up to who we are and what we achieve.
that makes sense. So our habits are like little investments in ourselves.
Exactly. And just like with money, the sooner you start making good deposits, the more you'll have in the long run.
Okay.
Hardy even compares it to a sapling growing into a big oak tree.
Oh, that's a good visual.
It is, right?
Yeah, it shows how even small things done over and over
Yeah,
can become huge.
exactly. But here's the thing.
What's that?
We all know we should do good things.
Like eating healthy?
Yeah, exercising, saving money.
Right. But those bad habits are so sneaky.
Oh, they really are. Hardy actually calls this the instant gratification trap.
Okay, what's that?
It's like we choose to feel good right now,
Yeah.
even if it's bad for us in the long run.
That makes sense, like choosing a donut over a healthy breakfast.
Exactly. You know, it'll make you feel bad later.
I'm definitely guilty of that.
But Hardy says there are ways to avoid that trap
Okay, good.
and build those good habits we need.
Right, I'm all ears.
One thing he says is to connect your actions with your core values.
Okay, core values.
Yeah, your guiding principles.
What's most important to me?
Exactly. When you know what those are,
Yeah.
you can make choices that fit with who you are.
So like if I'm trying to go to the gym more,
Yeah.
I need to see if that fits with my values.
Exactly. Because if it doesn't,
Yeah,
you won't stick with it.
that makes sense.
It's like if health is one of your core values,
Yeah,
going to the gym isn't a chore anymore.
right. It's taking care of myself.
Exactly.
I like that it's not just a task on a to-do list.
It's about being true to yourself.
Exactly. And what about breaking bad habits?
For those, Hardy suggests the add-in approach.
Okay, what's that?
Instead of stopping a bad habit all at once,
Which is super hard.
right, you add a new good habit to replace it.
So instead of watching tons of TV,
Yeah,
maybe I start reading for 30 minutes before bed.
exactly. You focus on building the new habit.
And then I naturally watch less TV.
Exactly.
That kind of-
And as you do that new habit more and more, you see the good effects compound and you change for the better.
So cool.
But remember, consistency is key. It's those small actions repeated over and over that lead to big changes.
This is all making so much sense. What about accountability, though?
That's crucial. Hardy says to tell people about your goals.
Like my friends and family.
Yeah, or share it on social media.
Oh, I see.
You could even find someone to help keep you accountable.
So it's like by involving others,
Yeah,
it helps you stay on track.
exactly. It's like having a team supporting you.
And speaking of support,
Yeah,
what about momentum?
momentum's huge. Hardy calls it Big Mo.
Big Mo, that sounds cool.
So think about a snowball rolling down a hill.
Okay.
It starts small, but as it rolls,
Yeah.
it gets bigger and faster.
And unstoppable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And our efforts are the same way.
So even small actions, if we keep doing them, can build up to something really powerful.
Exactly, like a snowball turning into an avalanche.
Wow, I like that.
Hardy tells stories of people who have achieved amazing things just by using Big Mo.
That's inspiring.
It is. But it doesn't just happen.
What do you mean?
You gotta work for it. Keep pushing towards your goals.
So what happens when you hit a wall?
You mean when you get stuck?
Yeah.
That's when you gotta go the extra mile.
Tell me more about that.
Hardy says that when things are tough,
Yeah.
that's when you push yourself
Okay.
and do more than you thought you could.
I see, like finding that extra gear.
Exactly. You prove to yourself that you're stronger than you thought.
I like that.
He gives examples of athletes and business owners
Okay.
who achieved amazing things.
By going the extra mile.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not about one big thing.
Yeah.
It's about consistently doing a little bit more.
So like making one extra phone call
Yes, or writing a thank you note.
or helping someone out, even when you're busy,
Exactly. Those small things add up.
and they show people you care.
Exactly. It's all part of the compound effect.
This is all so inspiring.
It is, right?
Yeah, we've talked about so many things.
Yeah. Tracking progress, routines,
Yeah, our environment, our friends.
using momentum, and going the extra mile.
It all comes back to the compound effect.
It really does. But we've only just scratched the surface of this book.
I know, right? There's so much more to uncover.
Definitely. We've given everyone a lot to think about, though.
Absolutely. So before we dive into the practical tips from Hardy,
Yeah.
I want to hear from you, the listener.
What have you learned so far?
What's resonating with you?
And what one small change can you make today?
To start using the compound effect in your life.
Show your thoughts in the comments below.
We'd love to hear from you.
So let's get into some of the tools Hardy gives us.
Yeah, I'm all about putting this stuff into practice.
Me too. One of the first things he talks about is tracking your progress.
Like write down everything you do.
Well, not exactly. It's more about being aware of your choices.
Okay, I get that.
He calls it the scorecard method.
Scorecard like in golf.
Yeah, kinda. The idea is to have a system to help you see your actions.
So if I'm trying to lose weight,
Yeah.
I track my food, exercise, how much I sleep.
Exactly. All those little things that matter.
And if I want to save money,
Then you'd track what you spend, what you save.
right, all the details.
Exactly, because when you track things,
Yeah.
it makes you more aware of what you're doing.
And then you can make better choices.
Right, and that's how you get results.
The compound effect in action.
Exactly. Hardy even gives specific ways to track things.
Like what?
He says to start small, focus on one or two things at a time.
Don't try to do everything at once.
Right, you don't climb a mountain in one leap.
You take it step by step.
Exactly. And here's another important point.
Okay, what's up?
Focus on your inputs, not just your outputs.
Inputs and outputs, what are those?
Your outputs are the results you see.
Like the weight I've lost.
Yeah, or the money you've saved.
Okay, got it.
But Hardy says if you only focus on the end goal, you might get discouraged if it takes time.
That's true. It's hard to stay motivated when you don't see results right away.
Exactly. So instead, focus on your inputs.
What I'm doing each day.
Right, the actions you're taking.
So instead of worrying about the number on the scale,
Yeah.
I focus on eating right and exercising
Exactly. You focus on what you can control.
and trust that the results will follow,
Precisely. It's about enjoying the journey.
not just the destination.
Exactly. Now, another thing Hardy talks about is routines.
Okay, like a morning routine.
Exactly. He's a big fan of those.
Oh, why are they so important?
Well, think about it. How you start your day
Yeah.
often sets the tone for the whole day.
If I wake up stressed,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be stressed all day.
Right, but if you have a good morning routine,
Yeah.
you can start the day feeling calm and focused.
Okay, I like that. What does a good morning routine look like, though?
Hardy says to try things like meditation,
Meditation.
reading something inspiring,
Okay.
exercising, and eating a healthy breakfast.
But he also says there's no one right way to do it.
Exactly. You got to find what works for you.
So maybe I do yoga instead of running.
Exactly. Or you listen to a podcast while you get ready.
Find what you enjoy.
And what helps you feel your best.
And then let the compound effect work its magic.
Exactly. Those small, consistent actions in the morning
Yeah?
can change your whole day.
Wow, that's powerful. And what about an evening routine?
That's important too.
Okay, like bookends for the day.
Exactly. It's about winding down and reflecting.
So maybe reading a book
Yeah, or spending time with family.
or writing in a journal,
All good choices. It's about ending the day peacefully.
not with your mind racing about tomorrow,
Exactly. And that leads to better sleep.
which makes you feel better the next day.
Exactly. It's all connected.
The compound effect again.
It really is, everywhere you look.
Okay, so routines are important, but what about when life gets tough?
You mean when you face challenges?
Yeah. How do you stay motivated then?
That's where your environment comes in.
My environment.
Yeah, the space around you.
And the people I'm with.
Exactly. Hardy says those things have a big impact on us.
It's like that saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Exactly. He says to create a space that helps you reach your goals.
So declutter my desk.
Yeah, or make a dedicated workspace.
Or put up inspiring quotes.
Exactly. Surround yourself with things that lift you up.
And people who support me.
Exactly. Find friends who inspire you.
And maybe distance myself from those who don't.
It's about choosing your influences wisely.
So my environment and the people around me
Yeah.
can actually help me achieve my goal.
Exactly. It's like creating a support system.
That helps you grow.
Exactly. Now, another big thing Harvey talks about
Yeah.
is momentum, which he calls Big Mo.
Big Mo, I like that.
Think about a snowball rolling down a hill.
Okay, getting bigger and faster.
Exactly. That's how our efforts work too.
If we keep going.
Yeah, those small actions build up.
And create unstoppable momentum.
Exactly. He tells stories of people who have achieved amazing things.
By using Big Mo.
Exactly. It's a powerful force,
So how do you keep that momentum going?
especially when things get tough.
Right.
That's when you go the extra mile.
Okay, tell me more about that.
It's about pushing yourself further.
Even when it's hard.
Exactly. Doing more than what's expected.
Like going above and beyond.
Exactly. And Hardy gives examples of people who did just that.
Like athletes who push through pain.
Yes. Or business owners who work tirelessly.
To achieve their dreams.
Exactly. It's about that extra effort.
That makes all the difference.
It really does. And it doesn't have to be a huge thing.
Just small, consistent actions.
Exactly. Like making that extra phone call.
Or staying late to help a colleague.
Those things show dedication.
And they build momentum.
Exactly. It's all part of the compound effect.
Wow, this book is packed with so much good stuff.
It really is. We've covered a lot.
Tracking progress, routines, environment, Big Mo, going the extra mile.
And it all ties back to the compound effect.
Those small, consistent actions that lead to big results.
Exactly. We've only scratched the surface, though.
I know, right? There's still so much more to explore.
But I think we've given everyone a lot to think about.
Absolutely. So before we dive into the next part,
Yeah.
we want to hear from you.
What's standing out to you so far?
What are you excited to try?
Share your thoughts and goals in the comments below. You know, one thing that really stood out to me in the compound effect
Yeah.
was how much Hardy talks about mindset.
Yeah, he really emphasizes that.
He says, like, your mind is the most powerful tool you have.
It sounds kind of cliche,
Yeah,
but the more I think about it, the more it makes sense.
exactly. Our thoughts and beliefs really do affect everything we do.
And the results we get.
Right, and Hardy gives some good tips for creating a success mindset.
Like what?
Well, one thing he talks about is feeding your mind with good information.
So, like, being careful about what we read and watch?
Exactly. Instead of filling our minds with negativity,
Yeah.
we should focus on things that inspire us.
So, books, podcasts, even who we hang out with.
Exactly. It's all about making conscious choices.
It's like choosing to eat healthy food
Yeah.
instead of junk food.
I like that analogy.
We wouldn't eat things that make us sick.
Right.
So why would we feed our minds with negativity?
Exactly. It's about taking care of our mental health, too.
And Hardy also talks about having a positive outlook, right?
Absolutely. Focusing on what you can control.
And developing a growth mindset.
Yeah. Have you heard of that?
I have, but I'm not sure I totally get it.
Basically, it's believing that you can always learn and improve.
Okay.
So instead of saying, I'm bad at math,
Yeah.
you'd say, I'm not good at math yet, but I can get better.
So seeing challenges as opportunities.
Exactly. It's all about how you look at things.
I like that. And Hardy gives tips for developing a growth mindset.
Yeah, like being open to feedback,
Okay.
trying new things, and being around people who inspire you.
I love that this book gives us actual things we can do.
Me too. It's empowering.
But it's not all about mindset, right?
Nope. Hardy also talks about having a strong why.
Okay, your purpose, your reason for doing things.
Exactly. He says it's crucial for staying motivated.
I think it was Nietzsche who said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow."
Wow, that's deep.
It is, right? It means without a purpose,
Yeah.
it's easy to give up when things get hard.
But if you have a strong why,
Yeah,
it keeps you going.
like your fuel.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So how do you find your why?
yeah. Eddie tips.
Hardy says to think about what's really important to you, though.
Your values.
Yeah, your passions, what you want to achieve.
What legacy you want to leave behind.
Exactly. It's about connecting with your core self.
And using that to guide your choices.
Precisely. So it's not just about setting goals.
Yeah.
It's about making sure those goals mean something to you.
Okay, that makes sense.
And once you know your why,
Yeah.
write it down, visualize it, keep reminding yourself of it.
So it stays in your mind.
Exactly. Let it inspire you.
I like that. And there's one more thing I wanted to talk about.
Okay, what's that?
Gratitude.
Ah, yes. Hardy talks a lot about that.
He says it can really change your whole outlook.
It really can. When you're grateful,
Yeah.
you're more positive, more resilient.
It's like you appreciate things more.
Exactly. You focus on what you have, not what you don't.
And how does that tie into the compound effect?
Well, gratitude helps you shift your perspective.
Okay.
Instead of focusing on the negative, you
Yeah.
start to see the positive.
So instead of complaining about traffic,
Yeah,
I could be grateful for the time to listen to a podcast.
exactly. Or instead of worrying about bills.
I could be grateful for having a home.
Right. It's about finding the good in every situation.
And Hardy says that when you practice gratitude regularly, it changes your brain.
It does. You start to see the good more easily.
And that can lead to even more good things.
Exactly. It's like a positive spiral.
I love that.
Yeah.
And he gives some simple ways to practice gratitude.
Like keeping a journal.
Writing thank you notes.
Just taking a moment each day to appreciate things.
This has been such an amazing deep dive.
It really has. The compound effect is full of wisdom.
And practical advice.
We've learned about consistent action, mindset, finding your why, gratitude.
And so much more.
It's really inspiring.
And empowering.
So tell us, what are you going to do differently
What small change are you going to make?
to use the power of the compound effect in your life?
Share your thoughts and goals in the comments.
We can't wait to hear from you.
And remember, it's not about making huge changes overnight
It's about those small, consistent actions
that add up over time.
to create extraordinary results.
So keep learning, keep growing, and keep making those small, smart choices.
Until next time.